In this video, I'm breaking down 5 psychological shifts that make women appear like they're reverse aging and what's making them look hot over 30. If you're new here, hi there, I'm Sameera. I talk about feminine energy, mindset, and rebuilding your life in a way that actually works for women without the burnout and extremes. If these topics interest you and you're drawn for a change in your life, I'd love for you to subscribe and stick around. This may sound controversial, but I'm noticing that a lot of women over 30 are looking hotter than women in their 20s. I'm sure you've noticed it too. Someone that you know that's over 35 may be more magnetic than they were at 23. It's not filler, it's not better skincare, it's not better lighting, it's psychology. Because if you want to look attractive well into your 30s, 40s, and 50s, you need to start paying attention to how you think about yourself and how you think about other people. Because those thoughts don't just shape your personality, they shape your face and they shape your body. Your 30s don't age you, they reveal you. And once you understand what's actually being revealed, aging stops feeling like a decline. It becomes leverage. And real quick, before we dive in, if you're tired of hustling and have the strong calling to slow down, I created a free 7-day soft life reset challenge. It's a simple but powerful way to start shifting your habits and energy in alignment with the woman you deserve to become. You can check it out in the link below. So I'm 35 years old and a mom, and I can honestly say that I feel more attractive now than I ever did in my 20s. Not because I look younger, but because I move differently. And interestingly, when I tell people my age in the most humble way, they're very surprised. And I have to swear to you, it's not genetics, it's not luck, and you might expect me to start listing out what hot women over 30 are doing. Like the stuff you always see on TikTok. Cutting out alcohol, working out, lymphatic drainage, buying better skincare. And yes, those things matter, but at the same time, you could still be going downstream because you can find women doing all of that but still not feel magnetic. The women who are hot and confident and magnetic, these are the actual things that make them hot. Their identity, their standards, their nervous system, the way they respond to life. Because attraction is not just visual, it's energetic. And energy is psychological. And here's what we're about to break down. So let's get into the 5 psychological shifts that make women hotter over 30. Psychological shift number 1. Women over 30 have consolidated their identity. Women in their 30s know who they are. They're not copying other people, like following trends. They're not performing and putting up an act just to please the crowd around them. And most importantly, they're not trying to be chosen. They're not standing up and down, waving their hand to pick me. What makes these women hot in their 30s is that they've built a stable identity and no longer adjusting yourself to fit into rooms. So in your 30s, you can really see the difference between women that are really insecure and women that have a lot of self-trust. Or do you see the women that are very fragmented, and then you have the other women that have coherence? An unstable identity, how does this show on your face and body? Let's compare the differences. An unstable identity has approval-seeking eyes to see who's watching and who isn't, nervous laughter, over-explaining, and inconsistent posture. Whereas a stable identity, someone that knows who they are, they have steady eye contact, calm tone, relaxed shoulders, and a contained presence. This consistency signals confidence, and confidence is read as attractive. One thing I was always insecure about growing up, in my 20s especially, was my nose. I'm Afghan ethnically, and we're known for like our little bridged noses sometimes. And I've considered getting a nose job so many times. I did go as far as getting filler inside my nose to kind of bridge, to make the bridge not as prevalent before my wedding. But one thing I noticed is that when I went to the cosmetics office and I sat in the office room, there were so many beautiful women there for some procedure where I, in that moment in my 20s, realized that if they're beautiful and they're fixing something that they think is wrong with them, am I the same? And I remember when I did get the filler, my friends and family saw a difference and they didn't really say anything to me to make me feel like I'm more beautiful. They were just like, okay, yeah. Just getting everyone's opinions and seeing how they weren't really like, whoa, you're so beautiful now. And I too was waiting for the validation of everyone around me and looking in the mirror, and I didn't really feel this crazy confidence. And that's when I realized that confidence is internal. And just like the beautiful woman I saw in the office room at this cosmetics place, I'm just thinking that what if it's a slippery slope? If I fix my nose, I find something else I want to fix, and it's just an ongoing thing. Then I realized, you know what, this is internal. And honestly, once I accepted it, this is a natural feature that honors my ancestry and my background, and most importantly, I resemble my mom. Thinking about it that way made me accept who I am, and I am now the most confident person ever. And no longer changing my face, and no longer posing a certain way to make my nose look, less of the curve. I don't care anymore. I am more confident. I've accepted it, and just that simple act of making a decision that this is my nose, and this reflects my heritage, my background, has built so much confidence in me. And no one has so I kind of just let the filler, I think however many years, kind of disappear. So my nose is back into its original state and I like it. Another thing in my 20s is that I grew up in a Muslim household and was a practicing Muslim. And our values is to be more conservative when it comes to how we dress and how and we pay attention to how revealing our clothes are. I still have a lot to improve. I don't want anyone coming at me about how I dress as a Muslim. However, in your 20s and growing up in the West, you care about how you look. And sometimes, the crop top is in style, or, well, not in my time. Crop top wasn't in style back then. But I remember in high school, those denim short skirts were in style, such a millennial thing. And my mom would have killed me if I wore a mini skirt like that to school. But I'm just saying that, you grow up wanting to follow the trends. And, well, I'm just using this as an example, but there were trends that I wanted to follow, or sometimes like I would wear revealing clothes that were, not allowed at home. And when I did walk out, it wasn't like I was confidently wearing it. Back then, I made the mistake that if you wear revealing clothes, you're more considered hot. However, when I did wear something like that, it was so misaligned, and you could see it in my body language that I wasn't comfortable. It wasn't just energetically, something was off. So I didn't even appear hotter than I actually thought I was. I was just not aligned with my values. So it was in that moment when I decided, you know what, my values are more important than how I'm perceived. I don't care if I'm not following the trend, if I'm not as able to wear what everyone else is wearing because it doesn't follow my religion's dress code. So as I had gotten older, I realized how much my faith and values are important to me. And I'm not going to care about how I'm perceived, or I'm not trying to fit in any group or so. And so I stopped abandoning my values, and that one decision itself changed how I carry myself. Those two experiences of accepting my natural features and valuing my values over what's perceived in society as hot changed how I carry myself. And energetically, that says something. When you're more firm on where you stand as an identity, that's perceived more attractive. You're consistent, your body language doesn't change, and you can just feel the calm composure that you have, that you know who you are. If you were to apply the psychological shift in terms of wanting to be hotter, you should choose one signature aesthetic that fits your style and not constantly changing with the trends. You should choose one non-negotiable value that keeps you unique and stand out. And third, stop apologizing for your natural features. These are the unique attributes that make you stand out and help you be memorable to people. Psychological shift number 2, nervous system regulation. You can have all the green smoothies, all the red light therapy, all the little supplements to help you feel better, but stress will override it all. If your body has been living in survival mode for a very long time, in your 20s, you can get away with it, you can mask it. But in your 30s, stress is amplified. You can see it all over your face and body. You might naturally have a tight jaw, furrowed brows, fast speech, and the tension in your eyes. But when you're regulated, your nervous system is calm and you know how to regulate your stress. You have a soft face, slower movements, you're very graceful, fluid posture, and a steady breath. The feeling of safety softens the face. Growing up, I used to stay up late scrolling and then having to wake up early for work and not getting enough hours of sleep. I tolerated a lot of stress in friendships and relationships that weren't serving me. Go mode in terms of like hustling and working hard and waking up at 5 a.m. and doing a side hustle on top of my full-time job, and then even juggling having a kid while working as well. And just that hustle mentality wore me out. There were times where I thought skincare would fix exhaustion by buying expensive eye creams and expensive creams, thinking that, you know what, even though I'm tired and I'm on the go, maybe this expensive line that I'm spending a lot of money on will help fix, the lines I'm finding under my eyes. But if you do the inner work and know your circumstance and how to minimize stress as much as possible as you get older, when that's regulated, I'm telling you, This is when women reverse aging. They look a lot younger when they know how to regulate. Stress is inevitable, especially when you're a mother, especially when you get older and you have more responsibilities. It's inevitable. But this is why it's important to learn how to regulate your nervous system and start paying attention to what makes your heart rate goes up, what keeps you up at night, and what's feeling bad habits like emotional eating. When you start doing these things and doing the inner work and learning how to regulate, whether it's through somatic exercises or having slow mornings or, cutting off a friend that drains your energy, you look calmer because you are calm. And I'm telling you, a woman that is very calm and composed is magnetic. They talk slower, they're not frazzled, they look put together, and there's something energetically magnetic about a woman that's calm and knows how to be calm and composed in a stressful situation. The women that have mastered this, I'm telling you, they're gonna look just as good in their 40s and 50s if they are doing this in their 30s. So how can you apply this in your life as like a micro application? You should, for one, sleep early and really prioritize your sleep. Two, you can remove one draining stressor. One that comes to my mind is a stressful job. I know as women are getting older and in their careers and they find themselves struggling to perform as well as they did in their 20s because obviously, maybe they've become moms now, or just the fact that it's just hard to go at that level for a very long time for women. We operate differently, and you have to take into account about, your cycle and your hormones and all that. And once you learn that, I think quitting a stressful job is so beneficial to your health, and most importantly, how you look on the outside. Pretty much, I will go as far out to say that hot women do not have stressful jobs. And lastly, another one is to slow your speech by 10%. Take that breath. Take your time. You don't need to say everything all at once. That is attractive. Psychological shift number 3, dropping desperate energy. The whole shift is to go from scarcity to self-containment. When you have desperate energy, you have this need for external validation. But a hot woman is someone that is content. They're not afraid to be alone. They don't chase anyone or anything. And they choose what they want. They don't just take any leftovers. They choose. What are some examples of desperate energy in a woman? How does scarcity or desperate energy show in your face and body? You can constantly be leaning forward in conversations, filling silences. When everyone's in a group, you have to make sure that all silences are filled, over smiling, and just restless energy. You could just feel it. They're just restless. They can't sit in one spot. But a woman that's content and embraces an abundance mindset. She is physically comfortable in silence, has a controlled pace when she talks. She has a relaxed jaw and a very grounded posture. Desperation tightens in your body. Self-respect relaxes. Think of it that way. I know in my personal life, growing up in my 20s, I used to over-text. I used to over-explain when I wanted to get my point across. I wanted reassurance constantly when I was going to make a big decision. And like a lot of young women out there, I wanted to be chosen. Really stop chasing for things and just let things be as is and just surrender. My energy slowed down. I just stopped scanning for reactions. I literally was like, if something's meant to be in my life, it will be there. If not, good riddance. That's having faith or surrender to the universe, whatever you call it. You should stop talking about the friendship breakup that happened a few years ago and just realize that, friendships have seasons and everyone's in a certain chapter of your life. Or, stop sulking over a job that you didn't get. Maybe that job wasn't for your full benefit. It wasn't going to change your life and you're going to hate that job. That's why it didn't work out for you. Or maybe, a certain relationship didn't work out. You could be heartbroken and hopelessly in love and just make it your personality. But maybe it wasn't, you're just someone better out there. Once you have that kind of energy and abundance mindset, you're so calm and relaxed in your energy and your physical attributes that you just seem like a happier person. You're not frantic. You're not trying to control things. So a way to apply this psychological shift if you think you have desperate energy is, or before you start anything, ask yourself, am I trying to be liked right now? That simple question will really wake you up in terms of how you operate. Psychological shift number 4, transmuting pain into power. This is for my girlies that have gone through very painful experiences in their life, which a lot of women in their 30s have. At that time, you have built experience of going through heartbreak, loss, just, life happens, right? And over time, you learn how to navigate those situations. Pain can do one of two things to you. It can harden you, or it could deepen you. How you cope with these experiences and how you've let it affect you, your face will reveal it. Because by 30 plus, like I said, you may have suffered loss, heartbreak, reinvention, disappointment of some sort. Your face will reveal how you processed it. Unprocessed pain can look like a defensive tone, guarded eyes, irritability, and just a rigid posture. When someone integrates that pain, like really allows it to process it, you have slower responses, strong eye contact, emotional composure, this is key, and a calm authority. The depth creates gravity, the strong presence we keep talking about. In my personal life, I've gone through a lot of heartbreak and grief and loss so far, and I could have easily let that affect me in many ways. But I really knew the importance of how much pain can really hurt someone, especially how they look physically. And if they don't process it, in simple terms, they kind of come off bitter. And usually those bitter people are perceived as ugly just because they just have a bad attitude. Their composure is very, on the defense, and no one wants to be around them. There's nothing magnetic about someone that has not processed the pain in some form. Am I saying it's their fault? No, not at all. But I'm just saying that one of the energetic attributes of hot women over 30 is that they know how to transmute that pain into power. They give themselves the time to process something that happened in their life and find the strength to come out of it and use that strength in other aspects of their life. For me, for my personal story, losing parents had forced me to have clarity and really value my time with loved ones and how I treat relationships. Motherhood in its own way has forced maturity in a lot of ways, and the patience that you build, dealing with a little one and all the trials and tribulations that mother has, it really built patience in me and a different kind of love to experience that kind of love. And just disappointing situations. Like, for example, I attempted YouTube 3 times, I kept failing, I'm not getting results, and just, my career, how it's been up and down. Those highs and lows taught me what I like and I don't like and has created standards for me. Now I know exactly what I need that will make me happy. And so in the midst of all the painful moments, I stopped entertaining chaos, I became less reactive, and I became more disciplined, which is usually the opposite of what a lot of people that go through painful experiences do. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm still processing a lot of stuff. And however, I have learned to turn pain into something that will benefit me. I've looked for the deeper lessons. I really do run with the strength that it gives me and has taught me to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So that in itself has helped me become very disciplined. That is also reflected in my posture, my eye contact, and in my presence in all my relationships. So what is one way you can embody this energetic shift? So in any situation that's painful or just any, something not working out in your favor, small or big, ask yourself, what does this refine in me? The goal is to turn your pain into standards, boundaries, and discipline. Psychological shift number 5, alignment over attention. This is going from performing to aligning, as in, do they like me or do I like that? How does this reveal after 30? Whether you're building an image or building a life, alignment creates coherence. How does this show on the face and body? If you are performing, not true to your values and not truly aligned with yourself, you are over emoting, constantly scanning for reactions, and you just have fragmented energy. You're all over the place. You're shape-shifting all the time. Now, if you're in alignment, you know exactly what you like and don't like, and you're firm on your identity. You have a stable tone, relaxed posture, quiet confidence, and contained expression. Coherence feels powerful. I've been doing content creation for a while, and back then, I really did make content for validation. I used to care about how things looked. I used to make contents purely for thinking about what does my audience want to see from me. But that burned me out so quickly because I was essentially performing. I wasn't aligned to what I truly wanted. At that time, I didn't even know what I wanted. So it was just a hot mess, fragmented energy left and right. So I really just had to go off the grid. I took a break from content creation. I deleted all of my social medias and I just tuned out the noise. I really just went offline for a few years. And in that time, I really understood what's important for me. Something I want women to understand is that you may think you have an original thought, but you don't. So if you're online chronically, we're constantly being given so much information that's constantly shaping our reality. that's constantly shaping our thoughts and reality. After giving myself that time of really understanding who I am, what's important to me, what do I see myself doing long term, what's important for me long term, and just tuning out the extra noise, I felt comfortable enough to come back online, as in like start creating content again. And I know exactly what I want to talk about, exactly what my purpose is, and I'm not going to shift away from it. There's no fragmented energy whatsoever, and I'm going to stay consistent with it. And it's easy for me to do it because it's who I am. I'm not performing, and I know this will not burn me out because I'm really aligned I'm really speaking from alignment and not from performance. And just that act in itself has allowed me to be more calm, more confident, more excited to invest in myself, and just showing up for myself. And just showing up for myself physically because I feel in my natural state. I'm finally doing what I've been wanting to do for a long time, and nothing can come in the way of that. You can just feel my energy. I'm very happy doing this whole YouTube thing right now. So, one way to apply this energy shift is before committing to something, just simply ask yourself, am I aligned or am I performing? And I recommend always choosing alignment over approval because that will definitely burn you out if you don't. So, to reframe all of these psychological shifts about women being hot over 30, hotness over 30 is not cosmetic. It's psychological maturity made visible, identity, regulation, self respect, integration, alignment. That is 100% what people are reacting to. And it shows all over your face. So that wraps up our video about the psychology of hot women over 30. I would love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment down below. I would love for you to check out my other videos on my channel. And since you're here at the end of the video, I'm quietly building something deeper for spring, designed for women that are ready to elevate their lives, refine their identity, and just move differently. If you want access, join the waitlist below. It's in a link down in my bio. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you at my next video. Bye.